Hi there and welcome back to video 5 of the Relieve Anxiety with CBT mini course. Today is a very simple thing. Thoughts are not facts. It's one of the most dangerous things that our mind can do is to convince ourselves that something that we're thinking, just because we're thinking it, automatically becomes true. So number one thing from this video, thoughts are not facts. I think nowadays with fake news, alternative news, it's important to remember that facts still remain to be facts. So what do I mean by fact? Well, fact is that World War II ended in 1945. That is the end of the war. That's exactly when it happened. It's not a thing about whether you got a thought about when it might have ended, nor opinion about where it might have ended. You're welcome to have those thoughts and those opinions, but the fact of the matter is it ended in 1945. So whilst a fact will always remain a fact, it will always be correct and true, a thought or an opinion will change depending on the person who is having it. So that's kind of the big difference. So thoughts are not facts. Hopefully I've said that enough so far already. So what does this mean to us with regards to anxiety? So you might think to yourself that you're a certain thing, or you look a certain way, or you're a certain type of person, or something along the lines of that. And just because you're thinking it doesn't mean that it's a fact. So if you're telling yourself something over and let's say you say, I'm unattractive, and you're saying that to yourself, or you're saying, I'm ugly, or you're saying something, just not very nice to yourself. Now, that isn't a fact. That is your opinion, and you're welcome to that opinion, but that doesn't actually make it a fact. So repeating that opinion to yourself over and over and over again, any negative opinion to yourself over and over again, is going to be damaging to yourself. It's not going to make you feel good at all, and it doesn't benefit anyone either. So it's important to kind of, when you have these thoughts, is to say to yourself, is this a thought or is this a fact? And if it's not a fact, then discard it. Just tell yourself, thoughts are not facts. It's that simple. Thoughts are not facts. Over and over again. Just bore yourself. I think I've said this a couple of times in this mini course. Bore yourself with the idea that, the same thing over and over and over again. Let your mind get bored of the fact of saying, yeah, it's just a thought, not a fact, not a fact. Thoughts are not facts. Bore, 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 bore. Now, to test your understanding of this, I've created a little quiz which you can download as a thing below. Download it, go through it, and pause the video here to do that. I'll cue up some elevator music or something. And when we come back, I will tell you what the answers are. The hope is by going through this, you're going to get a really good understanding of what is a thought and what is a fact, and how damaging it is for us to believe that the opposite is true. And by repeating to yourself and boring yourself, it's going to give you a stronger ability to scrutinize your own thoughts, any negative thoughts that happen to come up in your head. So the answer to the quiz, if you've gone through, is basically the whole list of things and you've decided whether they are fact or opinion. So there were only 2 facts. Number 1 was that I am single, and number 2 is I failed the exam. Absolutely everything else on there was an opinion. Thoughts are not facts. How many times have I said that now? I'm not going to apologise, because it's really important that you remember it. So what we're going to do with this bit of information? Well, going back to what you wrote from video 1, I would like you to go through and just you don't have to write anything down. It's just a case of reading through it. Just read through and go, right, this thing here, was this a thought that I had, or is it actually a fact? This thing here, is it a thought or is it a fact? Just go through your own work and look for where things are thoughts and look for where things are facts. And that brings us to the end of video 5. I will see you in video 6.